the insufferable know-alls like Chris Bowen. Here is Bowen at question time last week in the Parliament, full of the arrogance of office, but equally full of the ignorance born of absent scholarship. Have a look at this.
My question is to the Minister for Climate Change and Energy. Can the Minister please outline the Albanese government's plan to take long overdue action on climate change, and how will this plan address rising energy prices and deliver more jobs?
I give the call to the Minister for Climate Change and Energy.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. And I thank the member for Fremantle for his question and recognise his long career of advocacy and action on climate change. And the Albanese government was elected to take action on climate change, and that's exactly what we've been doing. On the 16th of June, the Prime Minister and I notified the United Nations of our new climate targets, the country's new target of 43%. We were accompanied by the Business Council of Australia, the Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Australian Industry Group, peak climate groups, representing this Prime Minister's determination to bring Australians together on this important national challenge. And we've taken other action, of course. We've put ARENA to work on the task it was created for, changing the regulations so it focuses on renewable energy. That's what the R stands for, renewable energy. We've issued regulations to reduce the amount of sulphur in our petrol, better for our health and environment. And internationally, Mr Speaker, I've signed an agreement with Secretary Granholm, the US Secretary of Energy, on a zero-emissions task force. And, of course, we will ensure and have ensured that the Australian carbon credit market operates with integrity and is seen to operate with integrity, which the previous government ignored. That's what we've been doing. And, of course, Mr Speaker, today was the next step. I introduced on behalf of the government's climate bill. This is important. It enshrines in law those targets. It provides the framework for investment. It provides the framework for investment. And that's what the business community wants. That's why the Business Council's called for the legislation to be passed. The Chamber of Commerce and Industry has called for the legislation to be passed. They know that this is necessary, but there are some in this House, Mr Speaker, who think they know more about business than the Business Council, mainly the Leader of the Opposition. He announced, without seeing the bill, without referring to his shadow cabinet, without taking it to his party room, that they were against the bill. They were against. He'd heard enough. It was action on climate change and he's against it. He'd heard enough, Mr Speaker. This is the decade of denial and delay that they want to continue. We had 22 energy policies, and they couldn't land one. They couldn't deliver what they announced. The previous Minister for Energy promised almost $1 billion of new generation. They didn't deliver 1 watt. Not 1 watt, not enough to boil a kettle. Could the Minister for Energy deliver under the previous government? And as we've heard, on the 6th of April, he amended the industry code for energy retailers so that they hid a 19.7% energy price rise. Well, I wonder if that had anything to do with the election called 4 days later. We've got a lot to do, Mr Speaker. There's been a decade of denial and delay. We haven't got a second to waste, and nor are we going to waste one.
I give the call to...
Can you believe that rubbish? And, of course, the Business Council, all this woke lot, it's unbelievable. Well, he may as well enjoy his moment there, because I'm telling you, they are heading for a train crash. And he talks waste. He's wasted his time and hours in saying nothing, except that he's sticking a so-called energy bill into the Parliament this week.